بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطاهرين. قال الله في كتابه الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنما المؤمنون إخوة فأصلحوا بين أخويكم واتقوا الله لعلكم ترحمون. صدق الله العلي العظيم. Illuminate your hearts and minds with Allah salawat ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. The teachings of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam and the Quran, the two the two guidances or prescriptions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet had left down for us, Kitabullah wa Itrati, the Quran and the Ahlul Bayt, are instructions, guidelines for each and every one of us, that through these guidelines one is able to be better, improve, and be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Surely we who claim that we are Shi'as, we who are the lovers of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, we want to stand out in front of them. That's what any person who loves another person would try to do. That's their goal. They want to stand out in front of this person. And when they stand out, that's when they're finally satisfied and they're finally happy. And we as lovers of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, and we say that we love the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, we try to make ourselves stand out by following the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam and being more and more closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And surely and definitely, without a doubt, someone who is loved has their own expectations. Me, as a lover who wants to stand out in front of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, should see what they expect, what they want, what they expect from me to do and be like. And through these expectations, achieving the different things that they themselves want, I can make myself stand out. Now, the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam surely are what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has left us along with the Quran. And the Quran is a book of guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there are lots of different commentations, meanings, and definitions behind the Quran. And who do we have to define the verses of the Quran, the holy book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Ahlul Bayt. And through their teachings we can slowly delve in deeper into what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself requires and expects of us. So surely, without a doubt, what the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam expect and want from us is nothing less than that of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's expectations and desires. We can start by standing out in front of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam by being or similarizing ourselves to those who stand out in front of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. For me to want to be someone, I have to look at the people or those who are similar to that, those who are like that, and when I'm looking at these characteristics, these traits, I can learn to be like that person, a person who stands out and is respected and loved by the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. We have been going over a hadith from the Imam Ali alayhi salam where he states different characteristics and traits that Shi'as have during when in their social lives, when they are talking with each other, exchanging words, and how they act towards each other. And the hadith, he says, شِيعَتُنَا الْمُتَبَادِلُونَ فِي وَلَايَتِنَا الْمُتَحَابُّونَ فِي مَوَدَّتِنَا الْمُتَزَاوِرُونَ فِي إِحْيَاءِ أَمْرِنَا. We have been going over these three last phrases and parts. In the continuation it says this, الَّذِينَ إِنْ غَضِبُوا لَمْ يَظْلِمُوا. Our Shi'as are those that if they get frustrated, if they get angry, they don't allow this anger to be the result of them oppressing others, be the result of them lashing out, showing their anger through prohibited things, for example, doing dhulm and hitting someone, for example, cursing towards another person. These are all different categories or parts of doing dhulm. me as a Shia, I want to stand out from the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. And they tell me that our Shias are those who, when met with anger, frustration, they reply in a way which does not have in it dhulm or oppression or lashing out. Peace and salawat ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. Sabr or patience is divided into three parts in the ahadith or the narrations of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Our sabr, our patience, is three different categories. One, sabr or patience and hardships, sabr and patience and endurance against wrongdoing, and our topic, the one that's going to be concerning us for tonight, sabr to or patience towards anger and frustration. Now it should be noted and should be brought up that when a person is frustrated, angry, sometimes it can cause them to do things that they never would even think of doing before. In a hadith from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, he says that al-ghadabu miftahu kulli shar. Ghadab, or anger and frustration, lashing out as a result of anger, is the key to all the different dangers and harms that there might be. An interesting story that I came upon by was the story of a son and his father. How one day they were arguing with each other, a son and a father, and it ended in a way where the son was left angry, frustrated. And at the time, the son's aunt or the father's sister was there. She was present. She was inside the kitchen doing chores or cooking, whatever it may have been. And the son, when he came into contact with his aunt, he was so frustrated and angry that he held a knife and he stabbed his aunt with it, and his aunt passed away. He killed his own aunt. He is the murderer of his own aunt. How could this be? A son, a young man who would think or act towards harming their aunts with a knife, stabbing them, and ultimately leading to them being the murderer of their own aunt. What was the reason for this? As Imam Sadiq alayhi salam has stated, ghadab or frustration and anger can lead to many different dangers, harms. The whole entire reason, the reason why this person had committed such an act was not because he liked to, because he felt like it, was not because he had experience in his background. No, it was because he had such anger, such frustration, that when he was met with this frustration, he lost himself. When a person loses himself, they do things that they themselves never even thought of or fathomed of doing before. In another hadith from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, he says, Man lam yumlik ghadabahu lam yumlik nafsahu. A person who does not contain or control or have moderation in their frustration and anger, this person is not able to moderate or control how their minds work, how one's thoughts are interpreted and acted throughout the physical world and through verbs. This is the side effect of anger and ghadab. Now, it's interesting to point out that we said at the beginning, someone who considers themselves a Shia, a lover of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, would want to stand out in front of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, to Imam Ali, to Imam Hassan, to Imam Hussein, to all of the Imams, including the last of our Imam, the Imam of our time, Imam Mahdi, ajalallahu ta'ala farajah. Allahumma salli. And as lovers, we want to be people or those that the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam themselves also hold dear, value, respect, and love, because we want to stand out in front of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. But something can cause one person to fall off and not be looked at as important or loved in the eyes of the Ahlul Bayt Salam, cause you to be separated from the Ahlul Bayt Salam. And a hadith from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, he says, لَيْسَ مِنَّا مَنْ لَمْ يُمْلِكْ نَفْسَهُ عِنْدَ غَضَبِهِ. Not a person is not of us, whosoever is not able to control their anger and frustration, they're not able to control their lashing out at times, their temper, he is not from us. And wouldn't that break your heart? Me who claims I am a Shia, I want to be loved by the Ahlul Bayt, stand out in front of them. But my anger, my temper, my bad temper, my lashing out can cause me to fall off the eyes of the Ahlul Bayt, can cause me to be so useless and weak and looked at as a pest in the eyes of the Ahlul Bayt, someone who the Ahlul Bayt themselves reject. They say that whosoever cannot control their anger, they are not a part of us. As simple as that. So, one question might come to mind, and it always has. Whenever a trait or characteristic is brought, obviously there are some sole purposes and there are some cures or remedies for it, for them. What are the remedies or the cures or prescriptions that the Ahlul Bayt have themselves have left and laid out for us? We will begin with Allah salawat ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. There are many different remedies, many different cures, many different tactics one can use when they are in the midst of lashing out, having bad temper. Some. There are a lot, but we'll be going over some of them as our time may be able to allow us. Of the first is silence. Sometimes when anger or frustration is being interacted with, when we face ghadab, we sometimes lose our thoughts and aren't able to process everything well. And the reason being that at that moment, your brain has a type of fight or flight situation where it tries to react as quickly as it can. And so therefore, acting as quickly as it can, it doesn't think or translate anything that might happen. It does anything that it can. And so the first way, or one of the first ways that the Ahlul Bayt themselves have taught us, have shown us, is when we are angry. For example, I'm arguing with someone. I'm angry and I'm frustrated. The first thing that you do is silence. Stop, think. When you are silent and you aren't thinking of anything, thinking of this frustration, thinking of jumping off and doing something out of the blue, you are able to collect yourself. And when you collect yourself, you are then therefore able to make more calculated movements and actions. And a hadith from the Prophet, our Prophet, the Prophet Muhammad, he says that إِذَا غَضَبْتَ فَاسْكُتْ, being our first resolve or cure, remedy for when someone is in the midst of lashing out or doing something out of the blue. Anytime that you are angry, you're frustrated, you want to do something, be quiet. Silence. Calm yourself down, and through calming yourself down, you will be able to act with a collected mind, have a more calculated action, things that the after effects won't be very threatening and harming to your status and to yourself. This is of the first. The second is having or getting wudu, ablution. When we are angry, frustrated, it is as if we have lit a fire inside of us. And when this fire slowly starts to burn, get more hot, it will have an impact and overcome us, overwhelm us, the heat. And so another one of the remedies that the Ahlul Bayt alayhimussalam have taught us is that when you are angry, when you are frustrated, when you want to do something out of the blue, when you can't contain it anymore, at that moment, go and do ablution. The spiritual wash or wudu of Islam. With this, you are able to wash off the flames, calm them down, and calm yourself down ultimately. In a hadith from the Baqir alayhi salam, in an interesting hadith, he says that inna hadha al-ghadab jamratun min ash-shaytan. Whenever you are frustrated or angry, surely it's a ember or a spark flame from Satan, the devil, shaitan. توقد في قلب ابن Adam. And this ember and flame ignites inside of the hearts of the children of Adam, meaning us humans. وَإِنَّ أَحَدَكُمْ إِذَا غَضِبَ إِحْمَرَّتْ عَيْنَاهُ وَإِنْتَفَقَتْ أَوْدَاجُهُ. Whenever one of you gets angry, starts being frustrated, your eyes see red and your neck and your veins start swelling up, the veins of your neck. وَدَخَلَ الشَّيْطَانُ فِيهِ. And the Satan or devil who is created of fire will enter this person's body. In the continuation, he says, فَإِذَا خَافَ أَحَدُكُمْ ذَلِكَ مِنْ نَفْسِهِ. If any of you, whosoever which of you, desire safety and are worried and wary and cautious of such a thing, wary of being controlled and overwhelmed by the devil, the flames or the sparks, embers produced from the devil, فَلْيَلْزِمَ الْأَرْضُ فَإِنَّ رِجْسَ الشَّيْطَانِ لَا يَذْهَبُ عَنْهُ عِنْدَ ذَلِكَ. Then they are in need of the floor. This kind of doesn't make sense, right? The floor, what am I doing with the floor? The commentators have explained and said that when we say that they are in need of floor or the ground, this is referring to sajda, prostration, sujood. When I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I can calm myself down, turn off the embers or flames of the devil, shaitan, by connecting myself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when I connect myself, I'm able to make him leave my body and have nothing but the light and the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now there is a continuation for our topic tonight, but we have reached a deadline. Inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all the tawfiq, success of becoming among the true Shi'as of the Ahlul Bayt. And may we all be alim and amil to the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina wa nabiyyina Muhammadin wa alihi at-tahirin.